Hello, we are Group 2 and we'll be presenting on green luxury hotels. My name is Camille Barlow.
I'm Brianna Anchetta.
I'm Jessica Dow.
I'm Celine Salman.
I'm Marian Vespri.
I'm Bridget Walker.
And I'm Dominic Wendy.
Green luxury hotels are a relatively new, less common player in the sustainable hospitality space. As a result, very little research currently exists to support or aid decision-making of top-level management, highlighting the need for a more precise understanding of the target market. As sustainable hospitality continues to shift from a niche trend into mainstream priority, it is crucial for green luxury hotels to learn more about the demographic composition and underlying motivations of their primary customers. While the increased demand for sustainability is well understood, the relationship between guest reported preferences and the actual behavior is not as thoroughly studied. As such, in order to understand the niche market that green luxury hotels operate within, it is necessary to first understand the role that sustainability plays in the broader industry of hospitality. The concern for sustainability among the hotel sector is continuing to grow as it faces rising costs, federal policies, and pressure from environmental mitigation. At the same time, hotels must balance traveler expectations and eco-friendly business practices. In order to address these concerns, more hotels are centering their business models around sustainability or going green. By this, I mean reducing carbon emissions, water usage, waste reduction, and electricity usage. While there are currently no comprehensive set of requirements for a hotel to be labeled as a green hotel, they characteristically attempt to eliminate all carbon footprints. Moreover, hotels can work to become green certified by following the standards and criteria set by the Global Sustainability Tourism Council. Today, green hotels are growing in both appeal and customer demand. Many green hotels have emerged within cities, remote locations, and globally across countries such as China, Germany, Indonesia, Panama, and the United States. According to Bookings.com, in April 2019, 73% of travelers surveyed expressed their intent to stay in environmentally friendly accommodations. Studies have also found that the majority of global respondents would pay more for good service if it is contributed positively to social and environmentally causes. As such, we're going to dive into our research in order to adequately understand our research question and the green hotel industry.
To achieve a better understanding of the primary guests of green luxury hotels, the project will center around this focal research question. Which age segment is likely to recommend green luxury hotels based on how they value sustainability? This question is highly relevant to society as trajectories to surpass the global warming degree at 1.5 degrees Celsius remain. On the other hand, green luxury hotel companies are in a unique position to lead and work towards a low carbon economy. The outcome we are seeking to measure is willingness to recommend, as it is a strong indicator of customer satisfaction, with the idea based on the Net Promoter Score, which is the measure of customer loyalty. This research question will reveal intriguing, meaningful information on generalized differences across sustainability preferences for Gen Z, Millennials, and Gen X guests. This research project will aim to determine sustainability preferences among luxury green hotel guests along different age segments and explore the extent to which they influence willingness to recommend to others. The project is set to identify which age group will be the most effective group for green luxury hotel managers to target in order to grow their business and remain competitive in the hospitality industry. The information collected in this research project will be used to draw new insights about target consumers' behavioral patterns, booking purposes, and overall needs.
Next, we will go over the study design. In order to methodically conduct data for our research study, we chose to use multiple linear regression. The nature of our research question was more complex, so we used multiple linear regression to model the relationship between our 3 independent variables and 1 dependent variable, which will alternate between 2 others. And for the purpose of our study, every regression will be run separately for 6 age groups, requiring the creation of a new dummy variable, with 1 being coded as belonging to a particular age group. The design of our study will also focus on the top 2 box scores of this scale, as we're interested in only analyzing the individuals with the most extreme responses or reporting of sustainability preference. Finally, we want to mention and acknowledge that an important factor that could have been included in the data is a willingness to pay based on age. Having this information would have allowed us to better identify which age range would have been the most profitable for the green luxury hotel management to pursue based on sustainability preference. Briefly, the three independent variables used for our study were chosen for the representation of a sustainability dimension, which we sought to capture among survey respondents. Question 2A reflects respondents' support of sustainability. Question 3B indicates judgment on whether the hotel stay would improve the environment, and 8E captures one's belief about sustainability. Next, we also have three dependent variables that address our research question in terms of willingness to recommend. Question 5A and 5B most directly address this by prompting respondents to indicate whether they would recommend a green hotel to their friends or generally say positive things about green hotels. Question 4C was also selected to address willingness to recommend because it implies future booking behavior of the respondent, which we viewed as likely to correspond to whether they would stay at a green hotel in the future and thus make recommendations to others.
Now we will look at the data and sample section and go over some limitations we found with the given data set. One of the limitations we had was with the age range of the data set. And so out of a total of 195 respondents, a majority were between the ages of 30 to 34, which made up almost 50% of the respondents sampled. The group with the least amount of samples was for ages 45 plus, which made up 4.1% of the respondents. So because the data is pulled so heavily into the 30 to 34 age range, we're missing out on valuable input from the younger and older age ranges. And so results may not accurately capture the whole population. Additional data / info we would collect would be through stratified random sampling, where we would draw simple random samples from each of the age ranges. And this would allow us to make inferences within and comparisons across the different age ranges. Another limitation we had with the given data set was that only respondents who previously stayed at green hotels were surveyed. This means respondents may already have a bias towards green luxury hotels. And as we saw in the responses to the survey questions, answers ranged between 5 to 7 on the Likert scale, which would be slightly agree, and strongly agree. So some additional data or information we would collect for this would be to survey people who haven't stayed at luxury green hotels or have an interest in them to better understand their attitudes towards these kind of hotels and see what kind of features would attract these new customers.
Moving on to our analysis and results. For our descriptive summaries, we're mostly focused on the above age 25 to 29 age group due to our regression results that will be talked about in the following slides. We focused on 3 questions we found to be helpful for our recommendation, and the respondents rated the questions on a scale from 1 to 7, 1 being strongly disagree and 7 being strongly agree. For question 2A, respondents rated thoughts about how staying at a green luxury hotel helps them signal they support sustainability. Most respondents rated either 6 or 7, indicating they agree or strongly agree. 50% of respondents rated 6, indicating more than half agreed. For question 3B, respondents rated their thoughts about how staying at a green luxury hotel may improve the health of nature. Most responses rated 5, 6, and 7. The mode was 5 or 6, showing slight agreement. For question 8E, respondents rated their thoughts about how staying at a green luxury hotel is considered to be reflective of one's belief about sustainability. Most respondents rated either 6 or 7, with 44.44% rating 7, meaning they strongly agree.
Now we are going to take a look at the significant models found in our regression analysis tests. The first regression model tested to see how our independent variables affected respondents' willingness to recommend green hotels to their friends while traveling. For the 25 to 29 segment and above 45 segment, question 3B is a significant predictor. For the 30 to 34 segment, question 8E is a significant predictor. Based on these models, we can infer that those aged 25 to 29 and above 45 recommend hotels to contribute to environmental health efforts. and those aged 30 to 34 recommend hotels to signal to others their beliefs about sustainability. The second regression model tested to see how our independent variables affected respondents' willingness to say positive things about green hotels. Question 8E is a predictor for both the 25 to 29 and 30 to 34 age segments. This may indicate that respondents are more inclined to say positive things about green hotels because they hold firm beliefs or opinions about sustainability. For the 35 to 39 age segment, question 2A and 3B are both significant predictors. Looking at the t-value for these independent variables, question 3B is more significant than question 2A because it is larger. This tells us that it is more important to this age group that staying at a luxury green hotel improves the health of nature than it is to help signal to others that they support sustainability. The third regression model tested to see how our independent variables affected respondents' choice to stay at a green luxury hotel in the future. For the 25 to 29 segment, question 3B is a significant predictor. For 35 to 39, question 8E is a significant predictor. Considering the 3 regression analyses we ran, it appears that the 25 to 29 age segment may be the most likely to recommend luxury green hotels based on how they value sustainability, and Dominic will further elaborate on this.
So now moving on to the recommendations and limitations. So we acknowledge that our research does have some limitations. To start, the data set is only taken in China. However, there are green luxury hotels in various parts of the world, so not all of the countries are being considered. This can be a concern because there are some internal influences such as perceptions and attitudes towards sustainability that may affect the ranking of important features of green luxury hotels, and they may vary from country to country. Our next limitation is that the age range and values on sustainability alone may not reflect preferences towards green luxury hotels. Next, there is no data on the pricing of or willingness to pay for green luxury hotels. Obtaining this information can be a big factor for consumers during their decision-making process, and additional research may help to better identify an appropriate target segment for green luxury hotels. Finally, there is the limitation that the consumer may not even consider staying at a green luxury hotel. Depending on how much the consumer values sustainability overall, they may not even consider staying at a green luxury hotel because of the large amount of waste tourism that hotels generate. Tourists can produce twice as much waste as local residents, and knowing that can be another huge factor in the decision-making process for consumers. Based upon our research and regression analysis, we recommend to managers of green luxury hotels to target the 25 to 29 age segment, as they are the most likely to recommend green luxury hotels based on how they value sustainability. This age group had a significant model for each of our regression tests, and the test showed that an important predictor for the respondents to recommend these hotels to friends, as well as their choice to stay at one, is in the belief that these green hotels may improve the overall health of nature. This age group feels as though they can contribute to environmental efforts by staying in these hotels and recommending them to those that they know. Additionally, this age group belongs to the millennial generation, and both Generation Z and millennials are known for being environmentally conscious, and this can be seen through their higher levels of activism when it comes to the issue of climate change. Furthermore, millennials distinguish themselves with their spending power as well as their willingness to change their buying habits. With this information, as well as the results from our regression analysis, we believe that the 25 to 29 age segment is the most attractive demographic for green luxury hotel managers to target. And that is our presentation. Thank you very much.